The Dennis Miller Show. Tonight, Shelley Duvall, comedian David Feldman, Deidre Hall, Tex-Mex accordionist Flaco Jiménez. And now, it's him.
Where's Perla? Did he make them stand up?
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's nice, isn't it? I thought we were doing yanking showbiz here. I thought they were making you stand up. Of course, you all know me, Dennis Miller, lead dancer in the Todd Rieger Dancers.
I saw you guys perform at Six Flags Over Texas.
We were there.
17 shows a day.
Was choreographing us from Splash. Okay, Goldie, what's the little tongue stuck out for? What's the deal here, man?
We're going to have a special guest a little later.
Oh, who's coming on?
Flaco Jiménez.
Flaco Jiménez? I'm not aware. Who is it?
Miss Seagulls. I'm not really aware of him. He's played with Los Lobos.
Oh, Texas Tornadoes. Okay.
Tex-Mex, yeah.
All right.
And Luis Conti's with us tonight.
Luis, one question. I had never heard of Flaco Jiménez. I'm all flocked up. What's happening here? What is this? Do you see this little deal? This is the weirdest lapel. I feel like Sister Bertrille. I've got a... I think I'll go Nehru. Weird coat. Yeah. Look, it's got a lot happening here. All right. Income tax day, and for all you congressmen out there, remember, you must pay by money order. You know who went to jail today, teenagers? Leona Helmsley. Yeah. She tried to give away 2 of her hotels to avoid prison, Boardwalk and Park Place. But the judge said she will not pass go, not collect $200, and go directly to jail. Helmsley once said, quote, "Only the little people go to jail." She better hope so, because she's stuck in a cell with 3 of them for the next 4 years. Bill Clinton's here in Los Angeles today. I'm just telling you in case any young starlets run into a puppy guy with a southern accent who says he's a director. You might want to keep moving. I want to hear Clinton sing L.A. Woman. You know. Yeah, come on! Clinton's back on the campaign trail today after giving his voice a 5-day rest. Jerry Brown followed suit by going easy on the voices inside his head for a couple of days. And see this one? It turned out that the man who jumped on stage and smashed a glass statue during Ronald Reagan's speech on Monday was actually under the delusion that he was the groom at a Jewish wedding. And the Secret Service has started an investigation to find out how this whole Reagan/Las Vegas incident occurred. And after they find that out, they're going to investigate how this whole Reagan/presidency thing came about. And We're coming together and rising up and taking what's rightfully ours. Sorry, I got a little Heath Barkley there for a second. When asked how the protester was able to get so close to the former president, Secret Service officials replied, we don't know what went wrong. We followed our Dallas police training guide to the letter. And, yeah. Chicago, trying to dry out after the Great Chicago Flood yesterday. A city official was fired for ignoring a memo from a couple months ago about a large crack. The transportation official said he just thought the memo was about William the Refrigerator Perry's ass, and he ignored it. And more bad news out of Chicago. LeBeau and Newkirk were in the tunnel when it flooded. The Hogan's Hero joke. Thank you, Nick.
I loved it.
Everybody's moaning. They're not real people. They were character. Well, I better skip this Schultz joke. The government of Russia, Russian President Boris Yeltsin, has now decided not to step down as they had threatened. That's because tomorrow is Stoli Jello Shots night at the Kremlin. Yeltsin's cabinet's not going to step down. Instead, they're just going to put their fingers in their ears and sing when he tries to talk. Inspired by the success of H. Ross Perot's grassroots movement, David Duke is considering leaving the Republican Party and starting a new political organization called the Nouveau Reich. And, lay off Duke, Dennis. A new study financed by the M&M Mars Candy Company has found, amazingly, I love this, that chocolate might actually inhibit cavity growth. Yeah, and a related study found out that money may influence researchers, okay? Many, I've never had brown pants on in my life. I feel like Pa Brady. Many Los Angeles police have said that testifying in the Rodney King trial has been, quote, very stressful. In fact, in order for them to relax, many of them have to spend a couple hours each night at the batting cage on their way home to unwind. I think I'll set the suspect on 60. And finally, 82-year-old Jacques Cousteau just married a 35-year-old stewardess. Yeah. Nice to know old Jock can still take the Calypso down for a couple more missions. Tonight, my guest, Shelley Duvall is here, and we have comedian David Feldman is here, and actress Deirdre Hall is here, and Flaco Jiménez. Goldie.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Pampers Phases for dry and happy babies.
Flaco. What's shaking, Flaco? How you doing? I'm Dennis.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you. Who's your friend there?
Oscar Taylor's here. Oscar Taylor.
Oscar?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Oscar. How you doing, boys? You gonna play a little song later?
Sure.
I've never been hip to the accordion. Maybe you can bring me into the fold here. I always. Well, I think of it as like in high school bands. You always have the accordion, the girls with the white rifles that don't work, but. Maybe I'll tune in, turn on, drop out to the whole accordion thing. Nick,
Dennis.
my friend.
Yes.
Tax time. What do we got going?
Well, I got hit pretty hard this year, and so I've done a little research. Oh, no, I did. I did. I got cleaned out. I'm not worried, though. I can always tour the country with my Christian puppet show. I'll be fine. But I did a little research.
No
on
holes to put your hand in. Okay.
I did a little research on different forms, how you might be able to avoid problems for those of you who've had a bad 15th. And I just wanted to get to some of those right now.
Let me club them over the head with the premise here. These are the different forms.
Different forms.
Okay.
For filling out your taxes.
Different forms.
Alrighty. Okay, first of all, there is the traditional short form, which would just be like a single sheet like this.
Right.
Of course, it is the enduring classic and industry standard. Note its inviting lines and supple texture.
Uh-huh.
The short form is a time-honored system that guarantees one of two things. You had a very bad year, or you're going to pay way too much. Of course, depending on your specific needs, there are a variety of other forms you can choose from. This is, of course, an amended long form. It's good if you want to itemize your deductions, but, of course, the long form is extremely long, as we can see here. It's going to take you a while to fill that out. The long form.
Maybe we should have brought the long form up until we spun it out, because then everybody saw it sitting in your lap and thought either you were going to do the long form premise or have a bowel movement.
Perhaps.
Oh, look at that shot.
Look at
That's
that.
cool.
Check it.
Ooh, I feel like Clancy. And they're buying the stairway to heaven. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Now, I remember I lost on Star Search to a guy who isolated all three individual Munchkin voices. What the hell was my life about? Okay, what do we got next?
We've got, of course, the Milos form, known for its arty pretense and boffo box office appeal.
We're doing Milos
Milos
Forman jokes?
jokes.
Okay.
Do you have any Milos Forman people in the house?
All right.
Yeah. Then we have the George form.
Uh-huh.
Feel the heft of that.
Oh.
A thundering brute of a form, a true heavyweight not recommended for folks who have problems in their lumbar region. Then, of course, we have the George form wide. This is available only since the Stewart fight. And, of course, don't forget the platform.
Oh.
An ungainly albatross from America's yesteryear and a personal favorite of Don Kirshner. And, of course, finally, for those of Greek extraction, we have a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. Huh? Huh? No, we lost him, man.
Think we're in pun hell here. Well, we tried a bit. I don't know.
We tried. Tried to alleviate some of that 15th stress.
You know, Nick, the forms are confusing, yes, and relatively unfunny. But beyond that, and I hate the fact I wrote on the way to the forum.
You're a man.
See, what a little scuzzball I am behind the scenes, huh? The worst joke of all time. It's mine. But there's the question of why do we pay taxes at all? And so let's apply the magic of case for and case against to the topic of taxes. The case for, paying your taxes. They are the lifeblood of our country. Against, the donor is dead. The case for, no matter what you have to pay, what price do you put on living in a free society? Against, unless you're a Native American. The case for, you're doing your duty as an American citizen. Against, you feel as if the IRS is doing a duty on you. Thank you. I think I'm getting them back from that Mariana's Trench of comedy we stumbled into in the bathysphere earlier. The case for, it helps provide the funds for the operation of our government. Against, a $4 trillion deficit, and you need a few grand from me to keep the ball rolling. The case for, even the big guys have to pay them. Against, the new tax laws are designed to crush the middle class like a can of Skull in Junior Sample's back pocket. The case for, look at Leona Helmsley. Against, looking at her for too long. The case for, taxes support our democracy. Against, and puppet dictatorships worldwide. Case for, the government would shut down if people don't pay. Against, so. And finally, the case for paying your taxes. Your tax dollars go to support a police force whose purpose is to serve and protect. Against, you're Rodney King. Oh! I gotta hit the applauser on that. You can't get a read on those police jokes.
No.
Oh, obviously I'm
Something
for the police force. 99% good, but that King thing, out of hand, huh? Crazy. Just crazy. Yeah. Thought I was watching a Richard Gere, Andy Garcia film. Hey, you know, I just saw on Crossfire, you know what Bush paid in state and local taxes on a salary of $1.3 million this year?
What?
$4,000. Wow.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, now he paid federal taxes, but he paid them in Mallow Cup money, which,
I loved it.
All right, my first guest, Nick, you're going to have to split because we have a guest coming on.
I know. I was waiting for my cue to split.
You want to take the bit with you?
No, I'm going to... Much time?
No. Leave that here. All right. My first guest is an accomplished actress, also the producer of many successful children's series, the newest being Shelley Duvall's Bedtime Stories. Please welcome Shelley Duvall. Hi, Shelley.
Hi.
You look cute.
Oh, thank you.
A little elfin character, you.
Well, you got to do something humorous on tax day.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny. You were perfect for olive oil. As I look at you now, I think this is perfect because you got that cute sort of elfin. Well, certainly a little more voluptuous than Olive was, but you do have that sort of kid-like quality. And it's funny you've gravitated towards working for poor kids, kind of with fairy tale theater, I guess was the original thing. What are you doing now? What's the new project with kids?
Well, I have a new series coming up. It premieres April 21st at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday evening. That's coming up real soon.
Yeah.
And
what's it about?
It's called Bedtime Stories.
Oh,
and,
Playboy Channel.
No,
Oh.
no. I figured he'd pick on me with that.
No.
But at any rate, they're based on popular children's books. And we brought those stories to life exactly like the illustrations. So if the illustrations are watercolor, then the show looks like it's all watercolors.
Mm-hmm.
And
how does
really
it differ
good.
from fairy tale theater? Just about the same?
Well,
or?
these are animated.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay, I'm
there
losing.
are 2 books animated per show, except for in one case where there's 3. And I do the live-action wraparounds. I'm the host.
Mm-hmm.
I introduce them and everything.
You know, do you think there's any great fairy tales being written nowadays? I mean, it seems to me all the classics come from, you know, Hans Christian Andersen and stuff like that. Is there
Well, they have the corner on the market. I mean, between fairy tales and Shakespeare, just about every story written can be traced back to a story that has been told before.
Right, like an archetype. But is there anybody writing great ones today that you know of? Anybody that you follow for kids?
Not really. Most people do adaptations, new translations of old fairy tales. So they're really just carrying on the tradition of storytelling.
I was always fascinated how you got all these famous people to play on fairy tale theater. I want to talk to you about that right after this commercial. We'll be right back with Shelley Duvall right after this, folks. Flaco Jiménez. Yeah. Bring me the accordion of Alfredo Garcia. Flaco getting feedback on the squeeze box. Yeah. All right. So now, who was the first star you got to? You were paying these people scale to do the Showtime series, weren't you?
I've never had a lot of money to do shows with, but we always manage. Always try to put the quality on the screen where it counts.
Right. Who were some of the famous people who helped out, though? I mean, Robin, I remember. And...
Robin Williams and Terry Garr and Eric Idle did the very first fairy tale theater, The Frog Prince. And I thought Robin would make a great frog. It's perfect for the part. He thought so, too, though, mind you.
He was riveting. Oh! Sorry, I'm stuck on that pun thing.
And on Bedtime Stories, we have famous narrators like Bette Midler and Ringo Starr and, Rick Moranis, Martin Short, John Candy, Gene Stapleton.
Yeah.
James Earl
Wait,
Jones.
I think we have a clip of one. What are we going to see here?
Oh,
This
yeah,
is,
we have Bette Midler's show, and she narrates a book called Weird Parents. And she actually has a daughter, too, so I thought it was perfect casting.
All right, so this is from Bedtime Stories, Weird Parents.
Just a short clip.
Was that animated, or was that a documentary footage of inside the Tammy Faye Baker home?
Oh.
I couldn't actually tell. Are you still acting? Do you still, or is this where you're going to immerse yourself now in the producer role? Or do you still want to act?
I'm immersed in everything right now. I'm recording children's albums. I have Frankenweenie that just came out.
Is that what this is?
My films always have really good names. This here is Frankenweenie, and he just came out on Buena Vista Home Video. It's actually Tim Burton's first movie, which is about 28 minutes long, and it's about, you know, the story of Frankenstein? Well, this is the same story except for with a dog. And it's Frankenweenie. Note the electrodes, or whatever you call them, nodes here.
And when the villagers come to get him at the end, he humps their leg.
Scare me away.
Look at the dog. Look at the poor dog. How unhappy does he look about this picture, huh? Yeah, I'm the less evolved species. You're putting the bolts in my neck. All right, thank you very much.
But I also have another film that's going to be on PBS called Frogs. Another good name.
Yeah, you're all over the map. Were you in the Altman thing? I know you've done a lot of films with Altman. You weren't in the Player?
No, I think I was doing something else then.
Yeah.
When they were filming.
All right, well, the new kids show is, that's the important one. The kids show is Shelley Duvall's Bedtime Stories. It's on Showtime, April 21st. This is Shelley Duvall. Thanks, Shelley. Good to see you. We'll be right back with comedian David Feldman right after this.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Bud Dry. Dry brewed so it drinks light, yet satisfies completely.
Thank you, Flaco. You know, the odd thing is my given name at baptism is Flaco. What are the odds, Flaco?
I knew you would.
I think I found my Ed McMahon. Flaco, we communicated. All right, baby. My next guest, comedian. Does this seem such a serious intro? Who wrote this? His views are not necessarily those of the Dennis Miller? Why, is he really... Is he a wild man? Is Feldman wild? Oh, okay. Well, his views might be mine, too. You never know. Mine might be even sicker. Please welcome David Feldman, folks. David.
Hello. Hi, my name is David Feldman. I'm very excited. Next week is my second wedding anniversary. Thank you. I am really happy I am married. I would hate to be single because no matter what a man does now, he's walking on eggshells. Right, guys? For example, if you ask a woman out once now and she says no, is that sexual harassment? All right, suppose you ask her out twice and she says no. Is that sexual harassment? All right, suppose you're waiting outside her apartment late at night in the bushes. If I wink at my secretary, is that sexual harassment? Yes. All right, suppose I do it because there's something in my left eye. Suppose it's her left breast. I want to know because I would hate to be guilty of sexual harassment. I think it's heinous. I don't think anybody should have to put up with it. And I know how we can stop sexual harassment in the workplace. Don't hire women. What, did I say something wrong? No. What? All I'm saying is for 50,000 years, we gave women one job, to raise children. And they produced Adolf Hitler, the Ayatollah, George Bush. We can't even trust them with this one responsibility. Are they ready now to move into the corporate world? I don't know. I'm just trying to help. What, you think I'm sexist? You think I'm sexist? Come on, ladies. You know I'm pro-chick. I'm for the Equal Rights Amendment. I treat women as my equal. Of course, most women don't like to be treated like a paranoid, balding Jew with glasses. Don't anybody accuse me of sexism. I'm probably the most liberated man in this room. I take responsibility for contraception. How many men can say that? As we speak, in my wallet, I'm carrying a diaphragm. How many men? And yet they accuse me of sexism. Can you believe this? To give you an idea of how concerned I am for the sisters on this planet. In India, it is commonplace for the groom to burn the bride if her family can't come up with a dowry. And I think that's wrong. That's how sensitive I am. Last year, when my wife had a moment of self-doubt and told me she was thinking of getting breast implants, I said, honey, why don't you get one and see if you like it? 15 months ago, my wife and I had a baby daughter. Thank you. And we kept her. Because I think women are great. I think women are better than men. Don't look at me that way. I think women are better than men. And if women ran the world, there'd be no wars on this planet because no woman leader ever got her nation into a war. Except for Margaret Thatcher. Indira Gandhi, Golda Meir, Eva Peron, and every woman who ever ran a country. Cleopatra, Helena Troy, Nancy Reagan. Oh, the list goes on and on. I think God is a woman. God is definitely a woman. How else do you explain all the pain and suffering on this planet? What? That's a compliment. God is a woman. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, you know no guy is going to dream that one up. Circumcision. The book of Job. Are you familiar with this? It's essentially my biography. This is why I think God is a woman. Job looks up to the sky. He says, God, you've taken my home, you've taken my family, you've taken my work. Why are you mad at me? And God says, if you can't figure out what you did, if you don't know why I'm mad, you know, I honestly believe that men and women will never really get along, but I am happily married, and we are working it out. And I hope all of you find somebody to share your life with, because loneliness is a disease. And if you find somebody who laughs at your jokes, puts up with your peccadillos, worships the ground you walk on, then you probably have a lot of money. Thank you very much.
I take it you didn't meet your wife at your show. She probably, it's funny to think you have a wife for 2 years, and she was probably smitten by a man who was secure enough in himself to wear the orange shirt in public. But you know, no, I'm teasing. I know you're teasing too. What are your thoughts about Clinton?
I think, I'm married, and I think adultery is terrible. I think any man who can't be faithful to his wife should not be allowed to be president of the United States.
All right.
If you cannot maintain your marriage vows, then there's no way you'll be able to uphold your constitutional oath to be commander-in-chief. Right, let's say Clinton became president, right? Then 2 years into his term, we find out that he's also been president of Paraguay. Oh, sure, he'll say it's just a little country he visits on the weekends. I don't like this guy, Clinton. He's a draft dodger.
Yeah.
A young man does not decide whether or not he's going to serve his country. And that's why I like Dan Quayle. Let his parents decide.
All right, David Feldman, folks. We'll be right back with actress Deirdre Hall right after this. Thank you, David. Flaco brings out the Latin animal in me. It's the Todd Rieger Dancers! All right, our next guest has been kidnapped, pushed off a building, shot with a stun gun, slipped into a 5-year coma. That was today. No, and terrorized by the Salem Strangler. Always the star of Days of Our Lives. Please welcome Deirdre Hall, folks. Deirdre. It's orange night here.
It's orange night.
Everybody's got the orange
totally
thing.
ahead.
You look better in it. What's going on over there? I think the wife from Bewitched just came into the room. Did you hear that? All right, so hey, you just got hitched. Congratulations.
I just got married. Thank you. New Year's Eve in England.
Now, you married Steve, yeah.
What is that for? What is the applause for? England? New Year's Eve? The marriage?
Just, marriage
or you know
is
my
good.
husband? Which is it?
Is your husband the Steve Somer I worked with on the Emmys last year?
Is
he produced?
He
Yeah.
is, yes.
Nice, man.
That's Steve Somer.
But you used to date him,
I dated him 10 years ago. We met 10 years ago, and we fell in love and got engaged and moved in together and broke up and separated for 5 years and met again and got engaged, and this time did move in together but got married.
Oh. Why is he going to work this time? No, I guess it's
We're
all
not
timing
living
in
together.
life,
I guess. Try that for a while.
Oh, he's not even here?
No, we both have our separate residences, and we haven't managed to find a house where we can actually live our lives together yet. So
where's he at?
He's in the Hollywood Hills, and I'm in West Hollywood. So we're looking for a house, and so far it's very good.
That's the hippest thing I've ever heard. You both live in town and you don't live together?
And and if it holds up, we'll think about living together soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a unique marriage there. Now, how long have you been on the soap? You left the soap for a while, too,
I was
right?
off for 5 years. I did everything off for 5 years. I guess I took all these breaks. But what's peculiar was that I was engaged to him when I was on Days of Our Lives before.
Right.
And now I'm on Days of Our Lives again, engaged to and married to him again.
Yeah.
I think it's not that peculiar. I thought it was for a second.
No, we're all stunned. I just get so quiet when I'm stunned. Now, tell me about soaps. I tried to watch soaps. I have friends who are very bright, who I respect, who get really hooked into these things. And I can't, when I watch them, I just I can't get revved up into it. But what do you think the success is behind these things?
Well, you've got to find a character that you love. You have to identify with somebody on the show.
Right.
So what happens is when you're in the hospital having your legs set or whatever you're doing in the hospital, and you're captive for 3 or 4 days, and you turn that show on, you suddenly begin to care if Roman is Roman or if Marlena is actually going to go back to practicing medicine, or you start to care. So the next day about, 12 o'clock, you think, well, I wonder if she had that date that she was talking. And that's how we get you.
Yeah, just a growing habit.
It
now,
is.
do you have people who have become way too habitual with you? Do you get the weird quotient following you? Because I used to work in New York, and I'd go past the soap opera studios, and it was like Tootsie. You'd see those people waiting outside, and they would often call out to the characters' names as the people would come out. I always found that so weird that they get that.
Well, they attach to the character, sure. They bond with that person.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of bad experience with it. Have you? Have you had fans that kind of followed you home and want to have you make them laugh?
Matter of fact, I follow fans home. I keep calling them and calling them. We were going to do that one night on a show. We were just going to call a stranger and say it's Dennis Miller, and then just keep bugging him. And at first, he'd be freaked out. Dennis Miller. And then after a few weeks, he'd be like, oh, God, it's that creep Dennis Miller again. And then he'd call the police on me. I love that whole image. What's your character's name on the show? They always have wild names like Snapper and... I remember a guy on one of the soaps named Snapper. Yeah, I thought, gee, can you see over the baptism font? Snapper. What is your character?
I play Marlena Evans.
Oh, yeah. What's she up to right now? What's happening?
She's,
pretty placid period of her life right now?
Not a lot going on, I see. Yeah.
What was
I know. I forgot.
Did you blank?
I did blank out.
Oh.
I'm living with my husband, who is an undercover cop, and he is dressed up as Mabel, the housekeeper. That's what I'm doing now.
Oh, wow. Isn't that the plot for Fried Green Tomatoes?
We steal from the very best.
Yes. Well, it's nice to meet you, Deirdre.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
coming
you.
on. Deirdre Hall, folks. We'll be right back. Flaco Jiménez, right after this. Please, very nice. You made that sign up. Nice. Thank you very much. You do that yourself? Yep. I'm flattered. Thank you very much, sir. Please, I can't see. I've got that pissy attitude reputation. I can't even say thank you to somebody. Everybody thinks I'm being a creep. Thank you for bringing the sign in.
Can you believe the way he dissed that guy? He said, thank you.
I dig my own graves. All right. CIA. He's a KGB operative dog. I had to take his thoracic artery out. All right, please join me tomorrow night right here in this general area when my guests will include Sean Patrick Flannery, Bruce Boxleitner, comedian Taylor Negron, and our Spotlight City tomorrow night, Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Hey, if you're like most Americans, you probably spent the day scurrying like an amphetamine-laced ground squirrel to beat the deadline on your taxes. How does the late fouling John Doe spend April 15th? Well, we have the Filofax from a late fouling American taxpayer. 6:30, hit snooze button. 6:39, hit snooze button. 6:48, hit snooze button. 6:57, hit snooze button. 7:06, drag your procrastinating ass out of bed. 7:07, break into cold sweat when you remember it's April 15th. 7:10, start mainlining espresso. 9 o'clock, sort all receipts. 9:01, make up more receipts. 9:15, claim the country of Mexico as dependents. 10:15, read paper, wonder if your tax dollars set an admitted murderer free on a technicality. 4 p.m., call government office building and fart in phone. The best farts come across on Sprint, by the way. You can hear that fart pin drop. All right, where am I? I'm lost in the Filofax piece here. 6 p.m., drag home on late public transit system over bad roads. 6:30, burn your you can't get blood from a turnip tea cozy. 6:35, find out if prostitutes can be used as a write-off. 10 p.m., practice saying, what are taxes? 11:30, dashed in the mailbox on public transit. 11:57, bus gets a flat. 11:59, arrive at mailbox after 20 block sprint. 11:59, 56, box is stuffed. 12:01, go to prison. 12:10, offer to do other prisoners' taxes in exchange for not being, well, you know, that thing they do in there. That was the Filofax of the days. I'm swimming upstream tonight. You know, swimming upstream tonight. Some shows you do, it's like little kids in that circular swimming pool. You get that current going, you just lay back in it until somebody says, fight it. Fighting it tonight. All right, here to sing Marina, song off his upcoming Warner reprise album Legends, is the king of Conjunto? Is that what it is? Conjunto music? The king of Conjunto music. Flaco Jiménez, folks. Flaco!
Marina, 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 te quiero poner el corazón, te quiero por toda la vida, porque tú eres mi adoración. Sabes que te quiero, que nunca te he olvidado, te lo juro, mi Marina, nunca te olvidaré. Sabes que te quiero, que que nunca te he olvidado, te lo juro mi Marina, nunca te olvidaré. Marina, 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 I love you with all of my heart. My love for you, dear, is forever, and I pray that we'll never part. Sabes que te quiero y que nunca te he olvidado, te lo juro mi Marina, nunca te olvidaré. Sabes que te quiero y que nunca te he olvidado, te lo juro mi Marina, nunca te olvidaré. Marina, 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 I love you with all of my heart. My love for you, dear, is forever, and I pray that we'll never part. Sabes que te quiero, que nunca te he olvidado, te lo juro mi Marina, nunca te olvidaré. Sabes que te quiero, que nunca te he olvidado, te lo juro mi Marina, nunca te olvidaré.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Hyundai, makers of the Excel, Scoop, Sonata, and the brand new Elantra.